So after my last video about Kalindi EE and the whole mega dosing phenomenon that's going on, the concept of who actually is willing to actually take these doses and who actually finds utility in them actually came into question, really. And someone else mentioned that they prefer to have lighter experiences, and they felt as if the mind-bending experiences were less beneficial than the lighter experiences. And for me, I've noticed that it's different for me. I personally like to explore the very deep ends of it. So I just want to talk about what kind of person is going to want to seek out the higher dose experiences. I'm trying to figure out what separates people from only wanting to experience the lighter side of the psychedelic experience and the people that want to take it to the deep end. And for me, I often, if I look at my own approach to it, I was always kind of competitive with it and also very curious about it. I wanted to take it really deep because I always found it as almost a badge of honor to be able to take it very far, and it was something that I found a lot of pride in. There's an analogy that I think really fits well with this, and I actually said it in the comments of a Kalindi video, and it got a lot of likes because people really resonated with the reference. But I made a reference to Ronnie Coleman, who he said, everyone wants to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weights. And then I switched it around to say, everyone wants to be a psychonaut, but don't nobody want to take no heavy ass dose. And I think it was funny, or other people found this funny, because it was kind of a true comparison, because there's a type of achievement or ego involved with the high dose experience. Even though typically it's supposed to destroy your ego, we're not really able to destroy the ego, and we always keep a level of pride in being able to handle significantly strong experience, because it is a skill set, whether people want to believe that or not. It's something that takes a lot of work and dedication to be able to take heavy doses, and it is very similar to things like bodybuilding or things even playing the piano. I know that the experiences that I had with psychedelics really inspired me to want to push to a heavy level in piano and get to really high level in that. And I think, to be honest, if I wasn't pushing so hard with psychedelics, I don't know if I would have been inspired to push so hard in my crafts, such as art and piano. So I think that there is some validity to how taking heavy doses is kind of a disciplinary act, I think, and it can often melt into other crafts, such as weightlifting and piano playing and art. It's always wanting to push the envelope. That's the primary goal or feeling, I think, that people want to have meld over into their other crafts and things that they're pursuing. And I think that that's probably a true statement. I think people, they get inspired by these states because for one thing, it gives you a greater zest for life and seeing what's out there and exploring the unknown. And I think for me, I was choosing to explore the unknown through art and through piano, trying to see, what's the most complex piece, and I want to tackle that, and it all boiled down to me thinking, what's the most difficult psychedelic to withstand, and I want to experience that. I want to take it as far as I can possibly go. So it might be a mentality thing. It might be a very competitive personality that wants to take on these experiences, that person that really wants to challenge themselves. Because I think about it with piano too. Why isn't everyone trying to play the most difficult pieces possible? Why is a lot of people, they're just comfortable with playing very less difficult, less challenging pieces? It doesn't compute to me, because I'm always the go heavy, go hard, or go home kind of character. But I think that for the people that have that personality, they probably gravitate towards the heavy doses because there's a competitive nature to it. There's wanting to be the best in a certain sense. And even things like meditation, you know, I'm sure there's ego involved with that, and pride, and wanting to stand out, I think. A lot of people, you know, maybe they don't really recognize these things, and I don't really think it's a bad thing. I think that that's what drives the human potential and our advancement, is being able to want to push to deeper realms in anything that we're doing, whether it be science, music, art, anything that requires us to have a really driven focus into what we're trying to achieve. And I believe that psychedelics, they seem to want to focus that energy, I think, or even help you focus that and help you learn to be able to apply it into other ways, just as lifting weights and bodybuilding and powerlifting, that really it really bleeds into other types of crafts and pursuits, and makes you more structured and makes you more focused. That's a lot of people what they say about bodybuilding and all of that stuff. So I could only assume that it's true for these meditative practices like taking psychedelics, specifically in silent darkness and all that, to achieve really challenging states. So it's not to say that people that want to just stay in the shallow end are doing something wrong. You know, that's just their personality. That's just what they want to. That's as deep as they want to go. It's basically someone who, you know, for the gym would just want to stay fit, but not necessarily become a bodybuilder and become the strongest person possible. You know, there's different people are after different things in life, and what may work for some person doesn't work for the other person, just based on the type of personality that they have. But I definitely do think that overall there is this competitive nature, and there is this comparative thing that we do with other people and wanting to best other people. And I don't really think that's a terribly bad thing. I mean, you shouldn't let it get to overwhelm you, I think. But because yeah, some people can become too competitive, and it starts wrecking their lives. But for most people, I think it's a healthy type of mentality or way to really look at the world and try to conduct yourself, I think. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter. And I will leave this video with a design that I'm actually drawing. I'm thinking of getting it for a tattoo. It's an Anubis / Egyptian snake that I'm trying to develop. I don't know if I'm going to stay with this design. It's just a rough draft. I haven't colored it yet. But I would like to know what you guys think. Is it a decent design? Do you like it? If you guys like it, I might feel more confident about it. I was thinking of putting it on my arm, right, not next to the gesture that I have, but on the other side, because the gesture is right here, and I want to get it on this side. So I think that that's definitely what I want to get, but I just want to make sure that the design is cool. So if you guys can give me feedback on that, that'd be awesome. So I will see you in the next video.